All right, this is a replay I was given to cast by Fav, who is the lifestealer in this game.
Time for
Just 1 second to fix my camera since it's on directed camera. And we will be underway. So since it is a pub, I'm not really going to bother introducing any of the players because it is, again, it's a pub replay. But on the Radiant side, we have a Tusk, a Storm, a Lifestealer, a Lion, and a Clockwork. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Bloodseeker, Legion Commander, Spectre, Kunkka, and Tinker. I like that, I guess. Not really, actually. I like the Radiant a lot more than the Dire. The Radiant have real supports, whereas the Dire is just super greedy, a million cores. So it's, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, going ultra late game when you have 5 cores, that means Kunkka probably supporting. Nope, he's mid.
30 seconds to battle.
In theory, Kunkka would be a support, but if it's 5 cores, and it looks like they may be trying to contest this rune. Clockwork with Battery Assault, Lifestealer and Lion also in position. He started open wounds. They find the Legion. She's hit by the Battery Assault. This is likely to be first blood with the slow and the Battery Assault, as well as an Earthspike available. She should be pretty easy to kill. Arthur will go down rather quickly, killed off by Flawless's Battery Assault. The last tick of that, actually second to last tick, going to find it, meaning Lion gets to grab one of those bounty runes. And 3 bounty runes, or 120 gold to each hero, going the way of the Radiant. So a significant swing in their favor. That's about 600 gold going their way. No, wait, 120 times 5. Yeah, that's 600-ish. Yeah, that's 600. So a 600 gold swing in favor of the Radiant. The way this bounty rune changes, I do like it quite a lot. It does change mid a tiny bit, where you don't immediately get to buy a salve and send it your way after you get the bounty rune, unless you get 3 or more. It used to be that they would both just automatically have that bounty and keep going. They put the Blood Rage onto the Tusk, trying to beat him down. He takes a lot more damage this way. He does have the Ice Shards available, but does get bullied back a fair amount. Ice Shards going forward. I just like how the Radiant look a lot more, but in the mid lane, Storm Spirit getting very, very low. Tidebringer off cooldown in 1 second. One more hit will do the trick. He has Overload, but not able to turn and slow down Kunkka, and Kunkka finds that kill on the Storm. Looks like I have some ping issues. I apologize for that. But the Kunkka is a little low. A little bit of overload harass will probably do the trick. Looking at the CS, things are okay for either side, and I don't imagine it's going to be that hard for the Lifestealer to find CS against the Legion, unless he falls behind really hard. The best part about replay casting is I can fast forward if it's paused for an extended period of time. Tinker is jungling, which is interesting, and in the mid they do find that kill. He barely survives though, and it looks like Bloodseeker likely to be jungling as well. So Spectre having a great lane, but Clock just bullying this poor Tinker. Although I don't think anyone has any sympathy for Tinker at this point. Yeah, I don't understand how the Dire survived supposedly an hour in this game. Bloodseeker just lurking by this bounty rune, wants to find whatever he can, and it looks like he will manage to get 2 of them for himself. Tusk now trading right clicks with the Spec. She needs to be a little cautious not to be in the creep wave with that. He will win right click trades with creeps assisting. And Tinker just a miserable time. Pops the March. It misses that camp though. Just a bit of an opportunity, I feel like. But he is pulling it in, although the March is over. And the cooldown on March is so high at low levels, it's going to be difficult for him to really jungle unless he starts the March in the camp. I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to do, but it's not super efficient. And Clockwork really wants this courier, but it's just a little bit too fast. 5 MS faster than he is, and he's going to TP away before Legion can find a hit on him. And that's only rank 1, so he would not have died unless there was another hero there. And of course there was not, because no one else is so brave. Mid CS is very even across the map. Lifestealer has a great deal many more denies than the Spectre, so it would be higher level than her, but she is in a solo lane, and he's got the Lion hanging out with him from time to time. Although it should be relatively even between these two, and Lifestealer comes online much, much sooner than the Spectre does. Although Spectre can build those early game kind of items. Drums, Urn. Although I think that build has fallen out of favor a little bit. especially his Iron Talon has fallen out of favor. Lion now gonna spam out his mana drain onto Arthur. The slow with it gonna just contribute a lot to Lion's usefulness, I feel like. And the battery still is popped, but there's a creep wave there. Gonna be really hard to get the spec. The Spectral Dagger goes forward, and they're not able to continue pursuit. And actually, Spectre just kind of hangs around with that dagger, able to hide through the trees a little bit, and even walk through the ice shards thanks to the dagger path. Haste now on the Kunkka. And he has X. So could look for a kill onto this Storm. Storm low on mana. There isn't a rune bot. He's going the wrong way. Disappointing bounty runes. Two of them going to El Chapas, the Bloodseeker. And now Kunkka able to grab an Arcane Rune as well. Level 5 on him. Storm also level 5. But with the Haste Rune and the Arcane, Kunkka looking to make a move up onto the top lane. Spectre already getting after this, or getting gone on by the Tusk. He's very, very low. The Snowball going forward, bringing the Clockwork with him, and it looks like Spec will die. The Torrent going to come out, but not going to connect on anyone. Got more right click coming in from Kunkka, but it doesn't seem like it'll be enough. He has X if he can get it off, but I don't know if that'll be good enough. And now the bird flying away, Crow flying over, and it looks like Kunkka, if he landed that Torrent, might have been able to find a kill, but unfortunately for the Dire, unable to do so. Shrine pinked out, both want to heal up, get their mana back. Tusk going to be really happy with that kill, and Clock very happy with that assist he grabbed. Infused range offs completed on the Kunkka, or picked up, not really a building item. Going to be really nice for him. Great against the Storm, good against Tusk, good against Lion. Okay-ish against Clock once he gets some levels. Tinker and Blood are jungling together, which is interesting. Spectre getting gone on. She has Spectral Dagger, throws it out. The stun's not going to be enough to get pushed away from the Cog, so we'll be able to escape just fine. And now mid, still pretty even CS-wise. Storm a few more denies, and Clock, finds someone in the jungle, places that ward down, blocks that camp, and we'll also be able to spot out the jungle duo of the Dire. I think you just leave the Lifestealer 1v1. It is a sort of difficult-ish 1v1. Just Legion's overwhelming odds, moment of courage, press the attack, all those abilities, her whole kit really conducive to fighting other melees.
See that Radiant just fortified their structures.
If you're trying to find a bounty room but will be unable to do so, as Storm is the one to snag it. Going to be going for Kaya first. Probably the best item in the game on Storm Spirit is Kaya. Best item in the game on a lot of these mids these days. Zeus really likes it. Even Tinker likes it a lot. Phase completed on the Tusk. He does have Snowball as well. 3 blanks in the Ice Shards means his burst is pretty substantial. The Earth Spike coming in, and this should be a dead Spec. Snowball going to go forward, stunning her up, and actually going to get the last hit with a battery assault from Clockwork. Good game well played indeed by this Spec, who really had no assistance whatsoever. No one was in position, or no one really is in this game that can come help her out. Pings coming out from the Spectre onto these two. Did they block their own camp? Oof. Ugh. Awkward. They're jungling together. The haste on the Kunkka means he wants to get the Storm, but he's taking up a lot of tower shots and may actually go down. He's trying to bottle heal and should just narrowly survive. That last tower shot will do him in, though. Kunkka killed off, but the Bloodseeker in the mid trying to get that XP. Tinker here as well. Blood taking up a couple tower shots himself. And an aggressive dive from that Kunkka, not going to pay off. And now Tinker trying to fight this Clock with the battery still going. Needs to be careful trapping himself. Lion is here. Earthspike does connect onto the Blood. There isn't any more damage. There's a mana drain, but looks like that's it. And 1-2-3 is going to roam. Seeing Lifestealer, he has the situation under control. Level 7 Fab goes in on Arthur, but fortunately for the Legion, press the attack, removes the overwhelming odds, and able to keep her relatively safe. But Fab obviously dominating in this lane. 56 CS. He's having a wonderful time in the laning stage. Now Arthur chasing down the Lion. Just going to ping him. And Mad. Zip forward. Got that regen, but caught in that torrent. pops it at the worst possible time, loses that, and Legion's still looking for Lion.
This
There's 2 ranks in the X. The Drain comes forward as well as the Pole, and they're trying to turn their attention to someone easier to kill. The Silence, though, out of mana on the Storm makes him a very fragile target. And Legion pops her W onto the Kunkka. Kunkka thrown at his right click. The Haunt comes out now. A beautiful Cox with that boat. They trapped his teammates inside. Clockwork entombs his team. Oh, but it looks like they may be able to get the rest out. Fab chasing down somebody, not able to find anything just yet. Himself in serious trouble deep in the river. The Bloodright coming in again. Should just barely survive. Infesting a creep. Could pop out of it to heal, but really doesn't want to get out of there just yet. He does manage to control it. Has the Hadouken if he wants to launch it. He does throw it forward. They're getting pretty low. He could burst out and do a lot of damage, and he does. Goes on a jump. It's now Fab. Pops his Rage. Alive for the time, taking a lot of right damage. Pops the Mango. Pops the open wounds as well. Getting his life still up in the mid. To get another one as well. A nice Earth Spike. It looks like they clean it up and get 4. Fab narrowly survives. The Lifestealer barely keeping himself healthy. Looks like it could have been a beautiful engagement for the Dire with an exceptional Kunkka boat set up by the generous Clockwork. Flawless, a bit of a flawed play, but ultimately the Radiant come out on top of that. Lots of control and just lots of survivability coming out as well from them, able to keep their Lifestealer alive, and Fab going to run away. Has a Sange completed now, and will be able to heal with that open wounds pretty quickly. He has max feast, so should get fairly healthy with those open wound hits onto the Satyr. And yeah, he's practically he's at an acceptable HP. Spectre even committing her ult, 0 and 3. Looks like she just has a casual ring of health for getting bullied in lane, but the issue is when they commit onto her with the heroes that they have, they don't care about your regen. They're just going to kill you. They're going to burst you. Walrus Punch comes out, and Tusk will likely have to back off. 2 banner runes to the Legion. Kaya completed now on the Storm.
Dire's middle tower is under fire.
Legion Commander pressing the attack, trying to keep herself healthy. 1 second. Trying to get rid of this. Oh well. Fab going to be going for an S and Y. A good aggressive item on Lifestealer.
Illusion.
Roll forward from the Tusk. He's going after Legion. Legion very low. He does have the Walrus Punch. Throws it out. She's low. Pops his wand. And she duels him. Giving Tusk a bit of damage. Very generous from the Legion.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business.
Radiant with a 3k gold lead. Lifestealer at the top of the CS and at the top of the net worth by a significant chunk. Storm second, Tusk third. All of their cores comfortably at the top with Lion at the very bottom. Not surprising.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, Clock looking for something. It looks like Kunkka will be able to TP away. Pops the Cogs but doesn't find anyone. The mid tower getting low. Arthur. Got to be careful around this Storm. Let the right click pulls her in. She's taking a fair bit of damage. Pops to press the attack though. In a right click duel, she will win, especially since she gets those counters. Needs to be cautious. Takes a lot of damage from the overwhelming odds. Just gonna want to back. Mana regen talent picked up by the Storm. Tusk closing in on that Desolator, going to try to one-punch Tusk build. Fun build to watch. There's at the Walrus Punch. Short enough cooldown, and he can do it pretty leisurely. Doesn't really have a high mana cost either. Bloodseeker jungling in the Radiant jungle, the last place they look to find him. And oh, Lion, they're looking for something. The Kunkka boat comes in. Doesn't seem to find anybody just yet, but Clockwork is stunned. Flawless will go down. The overwhelming odds connect, killing him off. But now the X onto the Lifestealer. A Drain coming out from the Lion, but now the duel onto him. I don't think they have the follow-up damage for this, though. They have the Torrent coming, and they're not quite going to be able to get it, but they should be able to find the Lion. The Earthlight comes out, slowing people down. Fab gonna back off, but once you're able to get that bounty win at least, the overwhelming odds, and one more hit. Arthur finds a double kill, but still no dual victories. Meanwhile, up at the top, the Tusk will be killed off by the Bloodseeker. They pop that Hemorrhage, the Rupture, I should say, and kill him off. Storm gonna zip forward, goes after the. Oh no, he has a DD room, but it really doesn't matter. He's got no mana, and the Storm woefully ineffective. Sange and Yasha completed on Fav though. Gonna be going for a Desolator. Gonna stack those Desos. Maybe he wants to try to find a duel, although I don't think he wants to duel. The Lifestealer will likely remain fairly healthy in that duel. Salve actually going to be given to the Clockwork, and oh, Lion could be in trouble. 10 seconds until the Rupture is available. X marks the spot, 2 ranks. Oh, 1, 2, 3, walks right into the Hornet's Nest and pulled back. knocked up, slowed down, and cut up by the Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, Fab goes in, pops the open wounds just before the duel comes off, so he's very healthy, keeping himself alive. They don't get the duel victory for themselves, but they do find Arthur. Flawless, though. Oh, man, now the Spectre is here. The battery assault, they kill off the tower, reducing the damage that the Dire can do at the moment. And the Cog's coming out, but he's able to continue pursuit. He has a hook shot. He might want to just throw it out for the stun. The push forward comes onto him, but he will die from the dispersion from the Spectre, who actually, I really like that, did manage to max it second. And Spectre finds an assist onto the Tusk as he dies in the top lane. And now things are starting to go back a little bit. A bit of throwing going around from the Radiant. They're losing that bit of a gold lead down to just 2k, although they haven't really kind of gotten to anything significant just yet. Fab still playing well. Storm also fairly well besides that pretty nasty hiccup in the top lane. And oh, Lion, 1, 2, 3, your smoke could break on the low ground. That's not what you want it to break, but he has the Finger of Death. No, he doesn't. He throws out the Earth Spike. It doesn't get the kill. And an Arcane Rune on the Storm. He's still smoked up. He could find a very easy kill, and they do actually look like they're going after this Kunkka. And won't be able to find the Bloodseeker, and Kunkka will pop to a Static Remnant and now TP from the Spectre coming in. Flawless is there, has a hook shot, throws out the Cogs as well. They slow her up, they stun her off, the Air Spike coming in. She keeps getting those stuns off, the Mana Drain connecting as well. Storm is here, could slow her up. She's completely out of mana too. The hook shot just to be safe. Now they pull her back, they slow her down. There's nowhere for her to go, and she goes down to 1, 2, 3, and Tinker cancels that TP very wisely. Like Tinker did eventually get his boots of travels at a respectable-ish time, so even though he's really underfarmed right now, he can catch up pretty quickly once he needs to get away from this Bloodseeker. The Rupture is there. He doesn't have a TP. The Rupture comes out, a TP from the Kunkka, and it looks like he concedes to his fate. Resigns, concede, and couldn't decide which word to use. But Fab still very high at the top of the net worth. Getting close to the doubling territory. Tusk going to be shoving this tower. There's only one tier 1 left for the Dire, and it is their top lane. Top, arguably the most important lane to get the Roshan. Give you easy access to that. The Shrines did reduce did partially reduce the value of that in the sense that you have another option to get into the Rosh Pit, to TP to reach the Rosh Pit. Other than mid and top, and Owen X coming out onto the Tusk with Snowball, keeping himself alive for the time being, buys him some time. He will be able to roll past. It's a nice double stun. The Earth Spike going to connect onto one. Finger of Death off cooldown. They have that available. It takes a ton of damage. He throws with the finger, but the boat damage reduction still continues. And looks like they may be able to find this Lion. Lion still very, very low. Spectre wants to find it. The Dispersion actually will be able to get him, but actually he goes down to a right click, the Desolation. And now Snowball perfectly timed. A TP coming in from the Tinker, roll forward onto this Spectre, but I don't know if they can get him. The Spectral Dagger comes out. Looks like shooting away, but the Rupture comes out onto the Storm. Storm doesn't have a TP, but he just tried to turn to try to man fight. He zips away, immune to damage during that zip. And Clock very, very low. Tusk very, very low. Bloodseeker moves like a race car. He's so low and does manage to just barely heal on the Tuscan. We'll be able to turn his attention to somebody else. And Madeline trying to keep himself alive, but the Storm going to go down as well, it seems. Trying to man fight him, but actually just barely survives. However, Clockwork not so lucky. Looks like I call it a little too soon, but Fab shows up and they do find the Spectre. And she's going to go down a killing spree for Fab, but a reasonable exchange for the Dire, finding themselves a few kills, but mostly supports and an offlaner. Not quite who they were after, although it was not terrible, and Tinker starting to come up, starting to do some stuff. He has the items that he really needs and can farm rather quickly, so I expect him to kind of skyrocket on this net worth graph. Fab now with the Desolator completed, going to be going for a Shadow Blade. I prefer Blink Dagger myself on the Lifestealer, but this is fine. He's far enough ahead that he wants to Snowball, do a lot of damage. It's 4 melee heroes and a Tinker as well. King's coming out onto the Blood. Zips forward, goes in on him. He's bloodlusted himself. He's taking a lot of extra damage, but does a lot of damage himself. He has the Shrine available, does pop it. Kunkka is here.
Radiant's bottom tower has uninvited guests.
So he will be just fine, but four Radiant heroes grouped up at the top. The Flare trying to give them information.
Bottom tower has a nasty situation. Dire's top tower
Tusk with the gold per minute talent. Trying to get his own Desolator, and like we'll get something like a Chrysalis after the Torrent coming out. It does connect. They have a boat. Lifestealer has an invest. Pops the Rage though. Getting fairly low. The hook shot going to whiff. Silence connecting on the Tusk. He's snowballed. He wants to hides himself for the moment. The Cogs trying to zone them out a little bit, but able to walk away from it. The Rupture's still going. This Tusk trying to get away, and they're just going after him. The Bloodright. Now the Spectre Hawk coming in. The Plague Mail pop from the clock, but he's going to go down to the Bloodright. And now she jumps forward, chasing after Flawless. She does have a Spectre, does not have a Spectre Dagger just yet. It looks like he's after something. She wants to get a duel. Is it forward from the Storm? He's trying to find his teammates, and the duel does connect on a Fab. Not really the hero he's after. Fab tears him apart. Doesn't win the duel, though. But they do lose their Lion. Lion dead. Now Flawless Clockwork going to go down as well. The blind can get onto Fab. He doesn't have Rage just yet, and he Infest trying to hide. Storm zipping forward, going after the Tinker. Tinker getting low. Fab jumping out of his Infest, going after him, but going to get caught in the Torrent. But Storm gets one kill, and now when he cuts the open wounds, is it going to mean up the Rage heal? It's not going to matter. He gets right-clicked to death, and a triple kill for the Bloodseeker. A Lion buying back, but not able to find himself in this fight. And a massive swing now. 1.3k in favor of the Dire. The worst part, their most important cores, the Spectre and the Spectre, Kunkka, and Bloodseeker were the survivors of that exchange, while they lost their most valuable core in the Lifestealer on the side of the Radiant. He does significant damage, but they fought very unprepared. They didn't really have all their resources. They didn't have their... they missed the hook shot. The cogs were kind of a whiff. They didn't have Storm there at the start, and Tusk dying almost immediately in that fight. Spectre with the Vanguard now going the Diffusal Blade. Opts not to go for a Radiance. Only really get Radiance on Spec typically if they're doing very, very well, and he's not. Shadow Blade done on the Legion. She has a duel. Ping's coming out. It's like Legion's the one buying the wards. Has some in her stash. Interesting. Although you really don't have the choice. You need somebody to do it. Second Infest. And is it forward onto the Tinker, but the blind comes out just in time to buy him some time, and Madeline Storm gonna have to back off. Meanwhile, Lifestealer looks like they're getting a jump onto the Spectre. Spectre will die. But Bloodseeker perhaps on the prowl. He doesn't have Thirst functioning just yet. Tinker TPing now to the bot lane. Wants to stay away from that Tusk. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger just yet.
Invisibility.
Doesn't want to get himself snowballed, Walrus Punch, Ice Sharded, and just wiped out. I'm pretty sure that combo kills him. The Walrus Punch is a hefty amount of damage with that Desolator. It's also rank 2. Bloodseeker with this Ancient Yasha completed, starting to catch up to the Storm on the net worth, about 1.4k behind. They're looking for something here in the Radiant in the Dire jungle. They're very, very deep. They're spotted under a ward. Flawless gets hit by the X. Arthur looking to duel somebody else, wants to find more valuable target. Looks like he may have found it. Madeline hitting low, gets caught in the duel. Not just yet. He does manage to zip away. The Finger of Death flies out on the blood. The Razor coming out. Zip, 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 trying to get away. The Spectre Haunt, but it's not going to matter. He does manage to dodge. The Rupture onto Flawless. Flawless going to bleed out. Now Lion on the run, 1, 2, 3, and he's just goner. Now Tusk trying to bail. The Shadow Blade popped from the Legion. She gets the duel up onto him. Doesn't get the Shadow Blade right click, but does manage to get the jump onto him. And he's actually step away before he gets caught, but he has cut away through the trees that his enemies can follow him through. And that Kaya won't help. He has all those Bloodstone charges. He might try to TP, but a beautiful torrent. Wonderful prediction from the Kunkka. And 4 heroes die while Fab just continues to split push. However, a very favorable fight for the Dire. And when a greedy draft starts to catch up, when a greedy draft isn't punished, then suddenly things become a little bit scary. Fab TPing in, looks like he wants to find something, but now he's here without any teammates around. Pops the open wounds onto Kunkka. TP trying to find his way out, and it looks like he will just escape, but he goes after Choppas. Choppas getting a little bit low. Tinker TPing in now, and he needs to bail, but looks like he will just Infest, pop that creep probably, and call it good. They do all just manage to TP away. No Basher on Fab just yet, so he's not really that threatening unless he has assistance. They can just, it's a lot like getting hit by a Bloodseeker ult, right? You just TP out and call it quits. You're easy, you just bail. And that's just what they did, and it was very wise to do so. Fab will likely be able to Basher at some point in this game, or should. And with that, it'll be, they won't be able to do that. He can bash them up, he can keep them pinned down, but until then, it's going to be a little difficult for him. I apologize, it feels like my game is stuttering and lagging a little bit. I am not sure why. Sorry, I'm tabbing out periodically to try to check on it. Ninja Commander throws out an overwhelming odds, and they're looking for something. A Flare comes out, trying to provide info behind this tier 2 tower. They don't see anybody. Storm TPing away. I'm kind of surprised not to see Fab infest in the Storm, although perhaps he kind of doesn't really trust the judgment of the Storm Spirit. The Rage pops, he's looking for something. The Shadow Blade coming in, he blinks away. just picking up that Blink Dagger too. Tinker suddenly a lot less vulnerable, but Storm a good counter. And no, these supports need to be a little bit cautious here. Blade Mail, though, keeps him a bit comfy. Diffusal Blade finished in no time and actually could be purchased now by the spec. Should be on the way to her. Fab going for a Silver Edge, wants to shut down the Legion passive. Bloodseeker's passive, it cripples him without it. And no, a jump forward from the Storm. He's going for something, but he could be in trouble here. He spotted out the Tinker coming in, throws out the laser, and now Storm is the one to die. The ganker becomes the gank, and about a teamfight coming out. It looks like the duel coming in. They don't just barely manage to survive, but the wall is without Finger of Death. A lot of hate for the Bloodseeker. They do get it, but a massive boat comes in. And the Spectre haunts their dreams, haunts their nightmares, going after Flawless. He's going to die too. A buyback coming in. Bloodseeker wants to get that vision, wants to keep him locked down. A nice Earth Spike, but it looks like 1, 2, 3. Chased down by the Tinker. Methodical, scientific. That Tinker finds a double, and 5 heroes wiped off the map. And once again, Clockwork traps his teams for us. Just amazing boat and a nicely timed haunt from that Spectre getting in there, cleaning up those kills. And Tinker, of course, so mobile around the map, does the exact same thing as Spectre. Push, push, push. Oh, a fight, I'm needed. TP in. Really beautiful execution of the Dire. Their greed, it's starting to pay off. Look at these graphs, slowly jipping in their favor. And Spectre at level 20. I want to take a look at the overall hero levels, and that makes her the highest level hero in the game. And her talents, pretty decent. I wonder, I'm expecting her to go the 8% dispersion. That's 30% damage reduction on her, making her incredibly difficult to kill off. But we'll see. Storm going static remnant damage, wants to get that added burst, not really worried about survivability it seems, although his last couple encounters make me think perhaps he should be. He sees the Tinker, Tinker Blink cancels it, actually probably just spotted Madeline out of the corner of his eye, just in that little bit of vision. They have lots of great tools to deal with Tinker, actually. If a shot flies out, connects, the snowball coming in too. They do manage to catch him, but Tusk on the outside of the cogs. He needs to get in there. The ice shards come out, but it looks like they will find him. The Blade Mail plus Battery of Soul enough to kill off the Tinker. And they have a great team for killing Tinker. They do. Tusk is okay because you can find him with Ice Shards and then Snowball to him. Flare and Hook Shot. Storm Spirit. Just those 3 heroes. Excellent Tinker counters. And we've seen him struggle a little bit in this match, but the net worth starting to look a little rough. Storm Spirit falling behind this Spec, who is now going for a late Radiance. I would prefer to see him Manta style, just go for tankiness and stats, try to man fight. Radiance this late in the game doesn't really matter. Lifestealer doesn't really care about it. Shadowblade popped on Fav. He may look for someone. He doesn't have a Basher. I'm not sure how I feel about this. They have a ward there, and Chap is trying to run away, and the Rage popped. He may just want to try to TP out, but he doesn't have it. Caught in the Rupture, and Fab, overestimating his capabilities, spotted in the Blood right, the X, pulling him back, the Torrent too. He doesn't even have a Rage, and he's just done for. Mincemeat made out of the Lifestealer Flawless coming in, but a little bit too late, a little bit behind the curve, and now he could be in trouble. Pops that Blade Mail, trying to keep himself going. But he needs to be cautious to diffuse the blade onto him. He's getting low. 1, 2, 3, caught in a beautiful Torrent. The Blood right catches the last one. A double kill for El Chapas, and it's 4K in favor of the Dire now. Things are looking grim for the Radiant. This greedy draft starting to pay off. Madeline needs to back off. Pull back, beautiful X, but does manage to dodge the signs of Blink forward. Not able to find anything. Blink not on the Legion either. The shards coming in, but a little far, a little awkward positioning, and now pulling back the Tusk. Tusk trying to bail the zip forward, goes on to Kunkka. Kunkka getting low, pops the armlet just in time. The Jewel is available. They need to be cautious. The Haunt comes in. They're after Tusk. Tusk caught in the Yules. He looks like he's done for. He doesn't have any Snowball, and now the Rocket will finish him off. Close range missile in his face. And 4 heroes once again die. The Dire accelerating their lead. 5K in their favor. A fantastic start for the Radiant. Does not mean a fantastic mid-game. They're struggling mightily against the Dire. The 5 carry strat seems to be working quite well for them, but we'll see if it's able to keep going. In theory, it is, because they just have so much more damage and will have so much more to contribute to these fights. But the crowd control from the Radiant, much greater than that of the Dire. Storm zipping forward, wants to find something. Kunkka, not an easy target. Looks like he's going after the Courier. They don't make it invulnerable. They do just in time. And Madeline, in an awkward place, does manage to get it, but it costs his life. A nice hook shot forward. The Poke could pull him back. He takes a lot of damage from that Rupture as well. Killing spree for the Blood. Finger of Death comes out. Kunkka so low, still alive. The boat does connect onto Lifestealer. Lifestealer does manage to find the Kunkka, though. Kunkka does go down the Flare, finishing him off. They've lost the Lion, and they've lost another. The Dagon. The Clockwork, and now Fab pops the Rage, trying to TP out. Doesn't look like they have a Bash or anything. He should be able to escape, and he will. 3 for 1, certainly not good. The 20% evasion picked up on the Lifestealer is really good this game. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 right-clicking heroes, so that evasion going to contribute quite a lot to his survivability. Spectre now ahead of the Storm Spirit. Walrus Punch coming out onto her. She's kind of low. She's taking a lot of damage. She should be just fine. They have a Snowball coming forward, going onto a Chappus, and they do manage to go for the Blood instead. Just figure he's an easier target. Level 23 on the spec. She has enough gold to buy her relic, not the Radiance. Well, Fab can grab an ultimate orb. May want to save for buyback in this case.
Radiant's bottom
I'm
tower
going
has
to see
a
the other
nasty
talent.
situation.
Snowball damage grabbed by the Tusk. Probably going to go the Walrus Punch crit since he's doing right-clicky stuff. He has a Yules. Probably not. We'll see.
Radiant's bottom
Lion,
tower
75
has
damage. Hasn't got
uninvited
his next
guests.
level yet. Well, likely should go the gold per minute. Some people, he's going Ag, so I wouldn't hate him going the Finger of Death damage. It's kind of a meme. And I don't think the 200 damage is that big of a difference. I know it's weird to say that about 200 damage, but Finger of Death is on such a long cooldown without the Ags until you get to level, I think it's 18 now. Yeah, 18. It doesn't make that 200 damage doesn't really come into play a lot. If you add it up across the course of the game, I guess you could argue it's like one more Finger of Death depending on the duration of the game. But I just would much rather see the GPM talent allow him to get some more items, more useful items like a Blink and a Force. Roshan has not been targeted this game, something very interesting. I suspect both teams want to get it. The Dire, of course, much better at it. Flawless very, very deep. Sees the Kunkka. Kunkka with a Dade.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Fish and crits are on the menu, and we'll see if he's able to make good use of that. The Spectre been doing a lot in this game. Spotted out by that flare, though. Kunkka going to back off. Discretion is the better part of Valor, and level 15 on the clock. The battery is still damaged, very popular pickup. Kunkka going to X himself, trying to clear the wave with his Daedalus. Tons of damage onto Fav, and he's just fine backing off. And Fav has to back off. Oh, but it looks like they're looking for somebody. They see him with an illusion, the rage, the open wounds coming out. He's trying to heal up the hook shot, not going to latch. Interside committing open wounds from Fab to try to heal himself. He does have an infest. Shadowblade is popped. The Rupture trying to connect onto Storm. Not quite going to do it. The animation gets canceled by Fog. Meanwhile, Tinker is split pushing. Spinker is known for, and Nullifier going to be picked up by Fab. He wants to go for the full breakage build, and top looks like some cheeky shenanigans might be going on, but we can't be sure. Zip forward from the Storm Spirit, going after somebody. They're trying to get this Kunkka. Kunkka very low. The Blood Right could connect on a lot of heroes. The Blade Mail, though, doing some damage. Tusk going to dodge that, but they do manage to get him before the boat connects, but the boat does manage to get on the Clockwork. Clockwork going to go down, and now they're after 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 gets up with the Fusel Blade. Down here, they're going after more. Tusk getting low. Dagon flies out. Madeline super low, spotted, lasered, and now it looks like Tusk, an endangered species, the Walrus. He's going to be going down as well as the Snowball pops just in time. Has no Walrus Punch, heals us himself, he goes forward. He does manage to get the double kill for the Spectre, but it looks like they're going to lose one, and now Lifestealer pops the Rage, purges off one, just TPs out for good measure, wants to be safe. They do manage to find it, but an 11k gold lead now in favor of the Dire, and Radiance done on the Spectre. A little bit more damage from those illusions. Soon she will be level 25. We'll see what she ends up going, because haunt damage is 60%. She's level 25 now. I think the dispersion's better, more like 100% uptime, and every time you're hit versus just when you're ults up. I'd prefer that, although I guess there's an argument to be made for the haunt illusion damage. Down here, Lifestealer goes after Legion. She's caught in an Earth Spike as well. They dust her immediately. Finger of Death is there, but not necessary. And they clean up the Legion Commander. Radiance done. She still doesn't pick the talent. That's one of my pet peeves. Perhaps weighing her options. I think this game, that damage reduction is just critical. She's going for a Blade Mail. Don't really care for that. I would love to see her go Amanda style. Kingdom picked up on the Spectre. Not really a valuable item for her. She's just going to go for these Ancients. Still hasn't grabbed her talent. Frustrating. Wonder if she does. Never. Tinker level 19. He's done a beautiful job recovering. That hero, his jungle at the start was not impressive. But now level 20, third highest on the net worth. Has had incredibly high impact. She did go for the illusion damage. Martian machine damage. Speaking of damage, picked up by the Tinker.
Oh, bounty!
Bloodseeker at level 20 did go for that 25% lifesteal. The rupture damage is unreliable, especially when they've got stuff like Tusk Snowball, Storm Zip, Infest to just kind of remove the, completely nullify the ult damage. Roshan being targeted by the Radiant. They really need this. They have fair vision, so they shouldn't be in serious trouble. Fab needs to get back in the pit to do some more of that damage. Tusk likely going for the Walrus kick with that point booster. Roshan, a big frog, gets Walrus punched, and they're just going to town on him. He will eventually die. I suspect they give this to Fab. Bloodseeker, they don't. I don't think they know this is happening just yet. No blood right into the pit or anything. A rocket flare does fly out, so they would know, and now they really know. Fab going to pick it up. Can buy his relic, may do so. Looks like he's on his way to the secret shop. Has the Aegis, so buyback not quite as critical. Crimson Guard now completed on the Clockwork. The extended electric vortex duration picked up by the Storm.
For the twins.
Legion Commander at level 20. 25% XP gain, overwhelming odds damage, and move speed. I like that. And it looks like they're making a move towards mid, but they are without their Lifestealer Fab, trying to find that level 25. Let's see what he wants to go for. Rage duration pretty good, but so is the other one. I don't think he can kill her. Battle Period Legion is something I don't typically see. So she's looking for something. She pops the overwhelming odds on herself, and or the moment of courage. And they back up, not moment of courage. Press the attack. I could say it. Tusk heals himself, trying to keep himself off of the get the Atos away. Will be successful in that. And he's going to be careful. Could get bursted down pretty heavily by this Tinker. Meanwhile, the bot lane. Yule's now done to set up for his Blood Right. Nullifier finished on the Lifestealer. That devastates. If he hits Spec with the break and the Nullify, she's just done for. She will have. She'll be so weak. I mean, any hero would, let's be honest. But Spectre, I mean, maybe not Zeus, you could argue, because he has the one passive. Like, there's heroes with lots of non-passives and always after this Legion. Gets the break on her, Nullifier coming out onto her as well. She can't stealth away, and she's just going to get beat to death by Fab. Just eats her alive, as Lifestealer is prone to do. Level 25 now on him. We'll see what talent he's going to go for in a second. Looks like he grabs the Rage duration, that extra magic immunity, making Rage a 7-second duration spell, 8-second duration spell. Making it pretty much better, just strictly better than BKB. Sometimes he will go BKB on Lifestealer if that 6 seconds isn't enough. But BKB on Lifestealer, not unheard of. They do claim that tier 2 tower. There's only one tier 2 tower left on the Radiant side and 2 on the Dire, but they may make a play towards high ground. It would be incredibly risky to do so. They're 12k gold behind. They do have the highest net worth hero on their team, but that's still a lot of gold to be behind. XP also favoring the Dire by a huge margin, 15k in their favor this game. Just looking grim for the Radiant, but it looks like he found a victim. The Nullifier as well, he's getting so low in the open wounds, he just can't run anywhere. He's going to get mauled by this Lifestealer and will eventually be killed. Fab on a mega kill. Excellent, excellent execution. Quite figuratively and literally. The Dagon dodged by Madeline. Nice. Jump forward onto the Tinker. Tinker going to pull back. The Snowball coming in. They have the Torrent coming out, and it does catch the Tusk before he can get the Walrus Punch off. He could be in trouble. Gets the Walrus Punch going. They man Mike and the Tinker. He's taking so much less damage, though. He's got the Abyss off, too, or the Laser, the Blind. And then there's two heroes trying to find one, and they don't find anything. The Flare trying to get that snipe, but not going to. Tinker was way too healthy to get Flare sniped anyway. Blink picked up by the Lion. Going to make things much easier for him to position. Fab with the boots of travel. The smoke going to come out. They throw out the flare. They spot the Tinker. He's TPing away. I don't think they can get him unless they get a perfect blink hex. And oh, Fab TPs to a creep. Nice. That is right next to him.
Boom,
Players trying to find someone, but Tinker was able to slip through their grasps. Kunkka, extra strength. I feel like 25 strength is a lot though, but I like the Torrent AoE quite a lot. In this game where he's pretty much their only CC. I guess you could argue Rupture Duel is also pretty good in the Laser Blind, but like hard CC, like hard stuns, I would go for the Torrent AoE to make it easier to connect, make it easier to catch multiple heroes. He's going to be going for a BKB as well. Storm now 5th on the net worth, and it's Lifestealer against a slew of dire heroes. The Shadowblade coming out as well. Scan connects on the Radiant. They know that someone was there, but it looks like it was the Legion Invis, and they want to be careful. Dust popped a little late from 1-2-3. Tinker cancels that TP. They get the hook forward. They go onto this. He starts TPing. Fab, what are you doing? Get back here! He TP's out! And now 1-2-3 going to go down. The Dispersion going to kill her off as the Radiance as well. I can't believe he did that. They do manage to get it, but the Dagon comes out. And oh man, they're trying to get this guy. Why, Fab? Why? Now he has to walk all the way back, missing that fight completely. Flawless, getting extremely low. Spectre jumping around the rockets will finish off the clock. And Fab trying to chase people down. Maybe wants to get all the glory for himself. Tinker blinking forward, getting in the pursuit, getting aggressive. Bloodseeker also in the hunt, trying to find enemy heroes. Fab does manage to get one, but now himself, it will be against multiple enemies. He needs to be cautious. There is a duel available. They pop the dust. It does not reveal him. He's not invis. He goes on to Pistolas. Pistolas getting very low. The Aegis just ending this. Really bad timing, but they should be able to get the Spectre, and now the duel managed to get one. Arthur finally winning a duel. I think it's the second duel, actually. Getting low. The nullifier damage. The break as well. No life steal heal. We'll be able to get to this. It's so close. No! A triple kill is all he has to settle for, but Bloodseeker dives in deep. Bleeds Tusk, flays him alive, and now Chappus on the run. He's very fast, has his Yules. Lifestealer, no Silver Edge just yet. Chappus, no TP just yet. Will Fab be able to predict where he is? And no, he sees him down at bot and lets him go. Both of these heroes bleeding the enemy team dry. He just TP'd right by him. Oh no. Fab, not sure what you're doing. Perhaps just trying to make this game interesting. Daedalus with the Kunkka. BKB also done on him. Chappus right there, walks by him again, but might find this Kunkka. Kunkka may not be so lucky as this Bloodseeker. Assault Cuirass also completed. Going to be a huge amount of added damage to towers and enemy heroes. Fab lurking around in the trees, not able to find anybody. Just a couple narrow misses. Lincoln's going to be the next item of choice for the Blood. Good option. I like that a lot. Lincoln Sphere for the Lion, or it's bought on the Blood, but it's for the Lion in the sense that he just doesn't want to get caught up. The hook shot does manage to catch on the Tinker. A beautiful hook shot from this clock. The Finger of Death comes out. He's getting low. The Blade Mail killing himself. Tinker going down in the tree line. Thought he was safe, but they have so many ways to catch him. Now Arthur looking for a duel. They don't have detection, but these guys are all tanky. They pop the fortification as well. Magic resist picked up on the Tuscan. Nice overwhelming odds. A lot of damage. Fab could get nuked down if he's not too careful. I think it would be worse if he got ruptured, but could just hide in an enemy. Jumps forward with the Rage. Spectre haunting. Yules onto himself. Spectre going to jump back, going after Lion. Lion getting low. Lion going to go down, and now Fab on the run. Gets caught in the rupture. He does have a TP. He needs to get out of here as soon as he can. Will he be able to escape? The Torrent just missing. He bails. The snowball onto the Spectre, but it just delays the inevitable. And another duel victory, the 4th, I believe, for the Legion Commander. And things were looking all right. And Fab, again, 8K net worth ahead on this Lifestealer. He's doing phenomenally well. 6 slotted. Gonna be grabbing his Moon Shard. And before too long, Legion going with the dual damage victory talent. No level 25 yet. Let's see, who is level 25 who I haven't looked at? I believe I looked at everyone who is level 25. No, I haven't, but Fab going in on the Legion. Legion eaten alive, and now turns his attention to a Chappus. Chappus could be in trouble, but Spectre has arrived. That should deter Fab. Also, Kunkka is there. The Rage continuing, so not slowed up, but they do get the defusal onto him. They're chasing him right into his face. They're just going after him. The Mantis Style popped. Rolls onto him now. Chappus looking for something. He does not. He does get Rage off just in time. They will have to back off. Lion in the neighborhood gets the stun off. The Dagon, though, so much damage! Poached. And now Flash jumps forward, a beautiful stun, but traps himself perhaps in a really awkward place. The Torrent comes forward, now Storm coming in as well. Fab going after the Kunkka. Kunkka getting low, muted. Broke, getting in trouble. The Rage, she's not going to get him stunned with that bow, and they lose the Bloodseeker as well. It's just the Spectre going after these poor innocent supports. It's a nightmare for her too, though. She's caught in the tornado and going in, punched up, Infest Bomb. That snowball ice on the cake. As they finish her in a massive gold swing in their favor. 3K. Things are looking very bad. Legion immediately buying back, but without Boots of Travel, unable to get into that fight. And now caught. That's an instant dieback from her. She breaks herself, and Fab no detection. Not able to finish her in time, and she will slip away. I didn't look at the Storm's 25 talent. My bad. It's the Ball Lightning one, the one everybody goes for. Oh, this time though she may not be so lucky. He's found the broke the mute. She doesn't have her invis. Open wounds, and she's a goner. To die back 2 minutes dead on the Legion. This game of throws. Both sides back and forth, but look at that gold graph. A sharp upturn in favor of the Radiant. XP though steadily in favor of the Dire. Taking a look at hero levels, we'll see why. Level 17 on the Lion, everyone else level 20 or above. Ags now completed. The Walrus kick. Soccer player Tusk in the house. A good added bit of damage to his combo. He's not going the one punch Tusk with like the Silver Edge, the Deso, the Daedalus, or whatever it is these days. And now they turn their attention to a tier 3 Lotus Orb also bought for them on the Clockwork. A good defensive item. Zipping around. Hookshot does connect onto Tinker. He's trying to get him zip forward. He's after him. He does have the BKB pop, but he will go down. Or BKB onto the Storm, and it looks like Clock could be in trouble. An immediate buyback. They're after him. Maybe look caught on that Atos. The Dagon coming out as well. The laser, the rockets, and he just go down. They're on the run. Tusk walks right into a torrent. Now he's in trouble. The boat going to come out just to be sure. He does have a snowball. Dodges the boat, but it's onto the Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, an Atos onto the Storm, and now a TP from the Spectre going after the Storm. He's TPing away, trying to get out, and X marks the spot. Buried treasure, gold in his corpse. They do get the Tusk. They lose a tier 3. Fav just split pushing, doing whatever he can. The laser going to blind him. He pops the Silver Edge, dodges a lot of damage, and he's out. Or is he? Spectre, meanwhile, hunting for a support. Throws that out. 1, 2, 3 hiding. Spectre very close. Might find him. Should walk right on top of him. Does find him. He doesn't get his Hex off. And he's shredded by the Manta Illusions. Lion, a game of hide and go seek that he just could not win.
Stupendous.
Storm looking for his next item. He's got his Lincoln's, Kaya, so he's going Shiva's Guard. Just bought that Mystic Staff. Roshan back alive. The cheese originally caught. They do see it. I imagine they will try to get it once they get some heroes back. They definitely don't want to do it just Fab and Storm.
Over here now. I'm over here.
Very greedy.
Looking for me.
Who else is 25 now? Everyone on the Dire is level 25. That's a huge advantage that they have. Access to all those level 25 talents. The Ghost Ship fleet is insane. Tinker with the Heat-Seeking Missile mini-stun, also a very impressive ability. I would like to see him get an Ags, because that mini-stun is an AoE mini-stun. AoE added control. 2 heroes, yeah. Oh, but Chapas might walk into the pit at just the wrong time for Fab. Fab needs to be careful. They don't realize Roche is happening, though, or it doesn't seem like it. Puts his travels into his backpack, wants to just go right into the, wants to get that Aegis right away. He can put the cheese in his backpack, and he will manage to snag the Aegis, picks up the cheese as well. Silver Edge is out. And will slip away. Storm getting Atos up, can't TP away. Pops his BKB, is safe for the time being, and will zip away. No duel just yet, even if they have it. He does have that Lincoln's, actually it is on cooldown, and will just slip away. Shiva's Guard completed on him. Buyback status across the board, looking pretty poor, but it is 2 Radiant buybacks to 0 Dire buybacks. They are favored in that respect, and they did get the full lane of Rax mid. They did get the top tier 3. And I imagine it won't be too long before they grab another lane of Rax in this game. My apologies for being a little unattentive. I usually cast replays as a warm-up for a later cast or simply as practice, so this is not my best work for sure. Pink's coming out onto the Legion. They do spot him, and now Clock, or a dive going onto Spectre. She's so tanky though, but they do manage to see her. Tusk is here, has the Walrus Punch. Snowball just to be safe, slows her up. She's pulled back, overload. The Torrent connects, but it doesn't really matter. Too many magic being heroes. The boat, the fleet of boats coming in, and man, that duel catches 2 heroes in the Lotus Orb. It's a double duel, and now there's boats, so many of them. They're going forward, fighting that Blood Right. Not a good idea. Clock getting very, very low. Fab getting very, very low. Fab will go down, but he does have the Aegis. Storm 1v1ing the Tinker. Will he be able to win though? The Link is going to get popped on the Tusk. Tusk still alive, Flaws in trouble. The Dagon comes out. Storm very, very low. Fab does manage to find a kill onto the Kunkka. And the Snowball comes forth. The Teal coming in onto the Tinker. Tinker still alive for the time. A double kill for Fab. They're going after Tinker. Tinker so low. And it looks like he's out of luck. The finger flies. And it's over for the Tinker. An extended engagement. 34k net worth on the Lifestealer. 23k on the Storm. And a massive 5k gold swing in favor of the Radiant overall. And now these racks, note fortification is available, likely going to save it for their last tier 3 tower though.
Dire's top barracks were
Dust comes out. They see Fab. He does have a Lotus Orb on. He breaks and mutes the Kunkka. Kunkka gets dived on the hookshot onto the Storm. They're continuing to pursue. Floss needs to be cautious. He's very over bold and might just get turned to bits. Gets dueled and he loses. A winner in Arthur. A lot of dual damage. A gem drop picked up by the Tusk immediately. He has his own mules to hide if he feels the need. He does manage probably doesn't want to snowball into them. He tries to run away. Snowball forward onto Arthur. Looks like he's going to give that gem back. A bit of a proposal, a marriage proposal to Legion. Gives her some jewelry. Now the chase pursues. Tusk endangered by this Bloodseeker. The Walrus punch. The Walrus kick. Not going to matter. And he drops the gem as the Lincoln saves the Bloodseeker. However, it doesn't save their barracks. Looks like Mega Creeps have been claimed for the Radiant. This game's starting to turn south real fast. Oh, Legion Commander spotted up by Fab. Fab goes in on her. She's broke. She's not muted though. Now she is, and she's going to go down quickly. Spectre turns attention to Fab. Fab caught in that defusal the Disruptor as well. Has no TP, and if he did, there is a Basher available. Trying to fight up a good stun, but it looks like it's not going to be quite enough unless he has the cheese, and he does not. And Lion himself also going to go down the Yules just to be sure, and one more tap from El Chapis, and that's the kill. They did lose 4 of their heroes, but again, they have Megas, and it's going to be hard for them to push super quickly. There's no Molnir on the Blood. Spectre does have a Radiance though. Legion also, like, they're probably going to want to get a Molnir on the Blood, maybe a Molnir on the Legion. Tinker good wave clear and Kunkka good wave clear, so not all hope is lost with that Abyssal Blade now on the Spectre. Able to beat down, probably able to 1v1 Lifestealer now. Dispersion is just so much damage that she just, I mean, with the Rage he ignores Dispersion, but Dispersion in Desolate is so much damage. She can pretty easily win 1v1s against him, and now they're turning their attention to Rax. They can't possibly get Megas though. They want to try to even things out even a little bit, make it a little bit better. And now Hawk coming out, she's out. She jumps to the floor up to the top lane. Madeline going after the Tinker. Tinker getting fairly low, gets taking a lot of damage from those zaps, from those overload charges. Meanwhile, there's a fight in the mid. Or no, there's not. It's like Tinker's so low. One more hit will do it. The Storm Remnant does finish him off. And now there's a boat, or a torrent. It does manage to connect. The X pulls back, but a little bit too early, and Madeline's still alive for the time. 11 Bloodstone charges. Kaya as well. X off cooldown, but the Lincoln's off cooldown as well, and he will survive for the time being. I don't know how far he can zip, trying to hide, trying to TP away. Looks like he will just escape. The boat just gonna miss. The fleet out of port for nothing, and an Ag's now done on the Storm. That mini black hole picked up for him. Looking at the gold graph, it is a massive swing, just in a super short amount of time. It swung 30 gold, but Lion executed in the base. Fab not giving him any sort of assistance, and again, he's 6-slotted hookshot, not going to connect on anyone, and now Clock just trying to TP away. Good call, get away from him. Now he goes in, Fab onto one, he's trying to get this guy, but the Purge coming up from the Legion, now he's ruptured. He doesn't have a TP, and he's just going to have to try to man fight it, but I don't think it can. The duel comes forward, a nice stun from the Tusk. The Gator Man, she actually wins, but Fab does lose his life. Although he does win that duel, 58 duel damage in his favor, and Tusk also going to lose his life. Zip forward from the Storm, trying to find something. Receiving card doing a lot of damage, a beautiful overload. So much damage coming from the Storm. Is he going to be able to get something? The duel's popped, but now he's stunned up. He's caught in one. The boat's coming in. It's a fleet of boats, but he passes to get beat. He needs to get out of here, trying to zip away, trying to get himself away. He gets the zips. They need to be careful. That's a lot of damage coming in from those overloads, from those remnants, but it's not going to matter. They do eventually get him. Ambitious. That I really love the AoE overload. The Storm Ags, I think, is one of those win more items though, something you're not really super needing, but interesting stuff. A close play from him, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. No one really cares about it in Dota. So things are starting to slip a little bit for the Dire. They going against the more than a little bit. They started slipping a good 20 minutes ago almost. 11 minutes, 12 minutes ago. Lion level 20 now, has the 500 health. I would have preferred the manager and multi-target for the speculations, as well as like an AoE slow, but the health also really good for him. He's very fragile, very risky. Now the nice Lotus Orb on himself reflects a lot of stuff. The Blade Mail popped as well, but the break duel onto 3 heroes. Very interesting, but it looks like only one winner. Or she won twice? No, that was so weird. She dueled the Spec and the Legion? That was so odd. The Ancient getting beat down by one melee creep. Doing his best, but will die. Not able to hang on. Tinker with the laser. The Dagon should still, I think, go in Ags. The AoE laser is good this game. The rocket's good this game. He's very well farmed, or considering his starting situation, pretty well farmed. Oh, God. Divine Rapier picked up on Fab with a nullifier, though I guess that's okay. They have Megas too, but getting that on the Spec could be dangerous. We'll see what happens if he's able to do anything. They know that he has that Aegis, or that Divine Rapier as well. Tinker canceling his TP. Storm sees the blood with that, pops the yield onto himself. Perhaps not the best play. He gets the blood right going. They want to try to get Madeline. Madeline jumps forward. Doesn't want to see multiple heroes. Pops his PKB. Has the AoE overload if he wants to use it, but actually already used it on the board. Blood gonna go down. The gem on deck. The boat's coming in. Speaking of the deck, and now a stun onto the line. It's going to bash coming out. Kunkka still alive, but not for long. He is going to go down as a double kill. The Radiant's doing a lot of damage. Storm trying to fight up against the Sigurd. Just TP's out though. And they trade 2 for 2 with the gem on deck, and a Divine Rapier on Fab. He cannot afford to lose. Both teams pinging out that gem, and Fab turns his attention to the shrines. I would like to see him get rid of the Deso or the SNY. He needs it. A hook shot comes forward, not able to connect onto anybody. The courier gets the gem, but gets killed off, executed. Oh, Radabaiso coming out. He's slowed up. Fab pops his ult, goes after the Tinker, but gets bashed up, abyssaled up, and now he's going to lose that so much damage, but it doesn't matter. He does lose that Rapier. It's pinged out on deck. They're going to grab it, though. Clockwork grabs it, but immediately drops it as well. Tinker trying to pick it up. Not the best carrier. In fact, just turns his attention to the Ancient. Needs to pop that Rage. The Aegis, the fortification pops it. 4 from Storm doing a lot of damage. You do get one. Legion going to go down. She has no buyback available. Dead for 2 minutes. This guy's probably going to be GG. Nullified. The Tinker dead. No buyback on him either. It's just Spectre. She doesn't have that Rapier either. And Spectre going to finally die in the game, or not really die, but Fab can just beat down on this Ancient. The game is finally over. A pretty throwy game. A nice back and forth. Good job to you, Lifestealer, who likely carried that game. Did a fantastic job. Clockwork did everything in his power to set up Kunkka's boats, but was thwarted by Fab. Anyways, just a replay cast. I'll just simply upload it to my YouTube. I did not live stream this, and it'll be uploaded very shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave any feedback in the comments below. If you have a replay you'd like me to cast, just send it my way, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.